Have you ever noticed something strange about yourself? You can read English articles, understand movies, follow meetings, even learn complicated ideas in English. And yet, when it is your turn to speak, your mind suddenly goes quiet, your chest gets tight, your vocabulary disappears, and you start sounding much less intelligent than you really are. Why does that happen to smart people? Here is the uncomfortable truth. A lot of intelligent learners struggle not because they lack English, but because they have too much control. They're used to being accurate, they're used to being respected for clear thinking, and when they speak a new language, they cannot protect that image. So the brain does something very human. It goes into safety mode. It starts scanning for danger. Not physical danger, but social danger. Sounding stupid, making a mistake, being judged. And the moment your brain decides this is risky, it steals energy from speaking and sends it to monitoring and correcting and predicting what might go wrong. That is why you freeze. That is why you overthink. That is why you translate in your head and lose the moment. You might recognize this in a simple situation. Someone asks you a friendly question at work. How was your weekend? You know the answer in your language instantly. But in English, you start building a perfect sentence. You search for the correct tense, the correct word, the correct tone. And while you are building that perfect sentence, the conversation moves on and you feel left behind. Or imagine you travel and you want to ask for help in a store. You rehearse it 3 times in your head, and then you say it, and one word comes out wrong, and you feel a wave of embarrassment, like you failed a test, but you did not fail. You simply acted like English is an exam instead of a tool. Perfectionism is often the real psychological reason. Smart people struggle because they think fluency means being correct. Fluency actually means being willing. It means being willing to speak before you are ready, willing to be slightly messy, willing to correct yourself and keep going. Native speakers do this all the time. They pause, they change words, they start again. They do not treat that as failure. They treat it as normal, thinking out loud. If you want to break this pattern, you have to change the goal. Your goal is not to sound perfect. Your goal is to stay in the conversation. When you feel the pressure rising, try this small shift. Instead of translating the full sentence, first, just say the simple version immediately. Even if it is not elegant, I went hiking. It was nice. I was tired. Simple is powerful. Simple keeps you moving. And the more you move, the more your brain learns that speaking English is safe. And when mistakes happen, because they will happen, try to see them as proof of progress. If you never make mistakes, you are probably staying silent. A mistake means you tried. It means you were brave for one moment, and that moment matters. So the next time your mind goes blank, ask yourself a calmer question. What is the easiest way to say this? Not the best way, not the smartest way, the easiest way. Because confidence does not come from knowing every word. It comes from trusting yourself to communicate even with imperfect English and realizing that you are still smart, still capable, even when your sentence is not perfect.